Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this session today, we'll cover the day 4 of GoLang that is GoLang for scripting and automation. We'll cover writing basic scripts in Go, then automating routine tasks and interacting with the file system and command line argument and flag parsing. This will be a very quick session. Let me just go through one by one. So the first folder you will see in the under day 4 is basic_script, and there you will find total 5 common or say very simple Go script files. Okay, first one I'm looking at is the string underscore operation, where you'll be learning about like what are the basic way. Like for example, string, we have two strings, that is string 1 and string 2. Then you are concatenating them, then how to splitting a string. Then you can see here how we are replacing a string, like say is from in a sentence. Okay, then you how to do the upper lower. Okay, then how to do the trimming. For example, in your string you have space in the beginning or space at the end, how to trim that. Then how to find the length, how to find a particular index of the particular word or anything like character. Okay, and then check if a word contains in a string or not. Okay, and then finding a substring index. Okay, you will see all that. Let me just quickly run once and then we'll check. Okay, so first to do that, let's first go to the basic_scripts, then run and then string operations.go file, and see first one. For example, we are concatenating, so hello world, so concatenate a string, the hello world. Okay, then the sentence. Okay, so the sentence is what, so you can see here it's saying Go is on programming language, and here we are splitting the sentence in the space. So for each space it will create an array of each of the words. Go, is, and, open, all this will be individual array item of strings. Okay, and see that words in a sentence, so it converted to the array of all this string here. Okay, and then we have replacing a substring. For example, in the sentence, this is a sentence, okay, where I want to replace go with GoLang. Okay, and you can do that with string dot replace, then sentence, the sentence that is apply, and then the go and GoLang. Now look at this. Okay, we are using a dedicated module that is called strings to do that. Okay, because most of these common operations are actually available in Go using the strings, so you should be utilizing that, of course. Right, now how to do the upper and lower. So you can do this two upper, two lower the string. You can see here two uppercase, go, is, and all these are capital words, right? And lowercase, all are in small caps, right? Now if you want to do a proper case or say title case, just do 2 and see this title case and all that. Okay, you can do that easily. Now let's go down and trimming. For that you're using the trim space function. For slicing and all that, you can use the this substring, and of course the start and end you have to mention. It's kind of a that slicing way. Using the slicing we're able to do that. Okay, substring. And then to check if a string contains a substring or not, you can use the string dot contains function. Okay, and then there is the like how to find the particular word in which index. To find out that, you can use the string dot index function. Okay, so this is about the string operation. Now let's do the number operation. Okay, this is a very common number operation. For that we'll be using math, we'll be using math complex and the string conversion. Okay, the string conversion is actually getting used for the converting any particular string to the number cases. Okay, let's go very quick. I'll just minimize this one and clear the screen also. So these are very basic. Okay, I think I've covered multiple times. Just go. We are using addition, and this is the way you can do addition, multiplication, division, modulus. And if you want to work with floats, you just see how the similar thing, just define as a float and then work with the floats. And type conversion you can do. For example, int is 42. Now I want to type convert it, so I have to use, for example, I have to convert this 42 to the float type. How to do it? So define a float variable and use this particular function, float 64 or whatever the float type you want to define, and then in the function input parameter pass on the input value. That's it. Okay, and I think you can do the similar thing. Suppose you have a float number that you convert to the integer, just you have to use the integer function and it will be converted. Now to complex, you can see the complex function getting used for the time conversion, and there are different math like power, root, square root, sin, cos, log, all these things you can calculate using the existing math library. Okay, and for string operation, for example, you have a string that I want to convert to a float number, I can use str convert, so string conversion dot This is the module, okay, that you will be importing. Dot passfloat to pass the number and the particular what type of float number you want, you can mention there, and that's all you do. Now if you just want to run it, go run, then the numbers dot underscore operation go, and see it's printing all well. Let's clear the screen, and then let's check the HTTP client. Now it's very common case that you might want to call the APIs and get the data. So for that you use that net HTTP, and we will be in our future session, we will be using that very much. Okay, so be prepared for that. Now look at this, we are using bytes, we are using IO for input output operations, and we are using the net so that we can make the HTTP calls. Okay, for example, if you have an API URL, just mention that, and we can use the get call using the HTTP. What is HTTP? We are getting the HTTP from net/HTTP. So from that we are getting the HTTP, and then we can call HTTP get. For the get call, HTTP then so go down, yes, yeah, HTTP put call to kind of send any data and update the data. Then if you want to do delete call, this is also where you have to mention the delete call. Okay, and there you can do the delete call here, and then go down. Yes, so these are the different ways. Like, so like mainly the get call, post call, put call, and delete call. These are the calls you can utilize. Okay, now I think just a moment, let me just quickly run it. I think then it will start making more sense. And for now, you don't have to put too much complex in your mind, because we will be covering a very in-depth session on HTTP client, all these HTTP operation. I think just understand, if you want to have a dire need of, like, you want to make HTTP calls, this script you can utilize to make HTTP calls. Okay, and you're using IO that library to read all the data and all that. Okay, so let's run it. Go run, and then HTTP client.go. Let's see, it will call. HTTP is a very good service to test out your HTTP the client calls. Okay, so that's what you're utilizing. For example, for get call you are receiving this response, post call you are receiving this response, for put call you are receiving this response, right? So all this are receiving. Now let's check the regex. Now regex is a very common operation, and you should learn how to validate your data, right? For that we will be using the regexp module. We'll be importing that one. And see, we have three kind of data. I want to validate the name, I want to validate the email, and I want to validate the phone number. So we can use a regex pattern. So for name, I want a space and all that. There is a particular format, right, for the name. For email pattern, we want a particular email form, like say abc@gmail.com, or any such emails, like any custom domain we can achieve with this particular regex. For phone number, we have certain pattern, right? So we can achieve that with the regex API, and in regex API we match the string, the pattern. So name pattern with the name, because we have three variables, right? Name, email, and phone number. So name pattern I'm matching against name, the email pattern I'm matching is the email, and the phone number pattern I'm matching is the phone number. Now let's just run it and see how it works. So go run, then regex.go, and see it's all true. Now for example, I supply a invalid email. What will happen if I run again? See, it's saying it's false. So it's not matching the particular pattern of the email. So it's an invalid email address, right? If I do make it right again, it will work. So this is the way you can do the regex validation. Okay, and it's very common. That's how I want to handle it. Now another very common use case in Go is, or any programming language to be honest, is how you handle the environment variables. Okay, how to do it? So go run and say handle environment variables. You'll just paste all the environment variables that you have. Now let me kill it. And how you can set custom variables, say OS, I mean we'll be using the OS module. Okay, so os.setEnv, you can set a variable, and os getEnv function, you can get any variable data, and you can match, like if my var what you're getting the value have some value, it's all good. If doesn't have any value, you can throw error also. And this is the way, if you want to print all the environment variables data, or any you want to save it, or any reason, okay, you want to just see that all the environment variables data, you can run a that for range loop. So for underscore, so that you are not utilizing the index, env, that env variable value, and we are using range, then os.environment. So this os.environment is actually returning all the environment is returning all the environment variable values here. Okay, and that's how you're printing it. Now if we just say I disable this one, just to check that get and set is working. So just run this particular script again. Go run handle environment. See, it's saying we are setting the value as my environment hello world, and the moment you want to check the value using the get env on this my env var, see it's saying hello world because we are pasting the value. So my env that percentage s, and as a parameter is applying the string value, right? My var. So that's why it's printing here. So this is how you can work with the environment variables in the Go. Okay, just let's clear this. Now this is all about the basic script. Now for example, now if you want to automate the routine task, how you do it? So to do the routine task, you can do many ways, but the most common, the most useful ways are two ways. Okay, first one using that time.go, and there is a like time module is there. Okay, using that you can do it. Or if you want to do the kind of a cron job, like, and you want to utilize the cron expression, like if you go to, for example, this particular site, cron guru, okay, you will find out there are different ways you can, like, you want to say, for example, every morning 5 a.m. or every day 1 a.m. You want to do this kind of thing. You can just try to find all the things here. You can edit and you can kind of, for example, you can see what is happening. It will say, okay, just every day 4, for example. See, at minute 4 minutes. If I want daily, so let's just do that as star and say 4. So at every minute past hour 4. So every day 4. Okay, you want to, so you can customize this, generate your custom this particular cron job syntax and all, and it get used everywhere. Okay, so and for that we'll be using the external module, that is the cron module. Okay, but okay, so in our, if you go to the main particular the day04 folder in the Go mod, I have already added this module. So before running this automate routine task for the particular cron job, you should use Go mod. Like if you just go to the previous folder, this day4, and there run Go mod download. Okay, so it will download the required modules. Okay, that is the cron or any modules that we are using. For example, in a future session also we'll be installing a lot of modules, right? So that will install. Now let's go to our that folder. So cd auto runtime task and say ls. Let's first run the Go run the cron job. Okay, now what you're doing in the cron job we are doing very simple things. Okay, so there is where we have added a function. So every minute this will execute and it will just print job 1 running every minute. Okay, and there is another one which will not execute now, but this is example. Okay, every day, for example, 9 a.m. you want to execute something, or any data processing or any task that you want to automate. Okay, that you are going to mention here. Okay, and to start it, just mention the first. Okay, first define a variable c colon equals shorten variable cron. Okay, cron.new, it will create a cron job definition. Okay, a cron job manager, and then in this this instance c dot add func, you keep adding different jobs. Okay, and the moment you just start, then those cron job that you have mentioned here will start accordingly to that. Okay, now let's go and run the cron job. I'll see just for 1 minute you have to wait, and it will print this one, that job 1 running every minute, that will just get printed here. Now it will print, and it will not print the 09, I mean this job to running every 9, that will not print because it is not 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. also, right? Anyway, it's mainly the 9 a.m. which is not right now, so it will not print, but it should print the job 1 running every 1 minute. Okay, let's just wait for that. And this is if you just ask me, should I go for this time.go or the cron.go, I will say always the cron, because cron is more refined and more proper way to handle the automated task. Okay, see, it's printed job 1 running every minute and given the timestamp also. Let's exit from this, and for example, time.go. In time.go we are using this particular function call. Let's go down, this one, time.new ticker, then 2 seconds. For example, I want to run 2 seconds. Okay, if I do 10 seconds I can do, but I have to again wait like 10 seconds, right? So here I mentioned 2 seconds. What I'm doing in the 2 seconds, I'm just putting some logs automatically, some data I'm just putting randomly. Okay, so let's check there. So go run, then time.go, and if you just go to this, it is reading some file, and if you go to this data part in the activity log, just keep printing the thing, keep printing the scheduled task executed, because in this Go abstract we are writing log. Okay, and for writing log we are having a function where I'm using the OS libraries. Again, I will just show you how to open file, like all that file operation in shortly within few minutes. But say we are using this this automated kind of way, using a time ticker or new ticker to automatically write some data into a file. Okay, that you can do. We just supplying the path in this function. This function is a custom function, of course I made it, and I'm saying some what, it can be anything, it can be log collection, it could be anything in general. Okay, so and see it's printing and printing and printing, right? So you can automate your log generation or any stuff that you want to do. This is just an example, right? So these are the two ways. Okay, first one is that cron job, and second one is this time.go. Again, for smaller, simpler use cases, okay, time.go is fine. But if you really want to do this automated task execution and all that, cron is more refined way. Okay, now let's clear this thing. Now let's go to the file system. Okay, so in file system I have like many scripts there. So first is that create file.go. Okay, then the read file.go, then the update file.go, and then the delete file.go. In the create file we are checking, we are just creating, so we are using the OS module to create the file, and we have to give the path of the file. Then in the read, again I just use the io.read file, and this will read the file. For the update file, I have to do first open the file. So os.open file, that function we just saw a few minutes back, and there you have to give the initial path and what mode you're opening. So write only or append. So both modes you can open. Okay, and after opening the file in a read state, do defer the closing part. Now here if you see that if you're writing file.write file. If there is any error writing this file, then it will say like error writing to a file. Otherwise it will just, if there is not null, it will just go ahead. Okay, and this is very common use case. So we are writing some content to a file. If any error, then it will come to the error value here, and we are checking if error equals to not equals nil, then it will show the error and it will just execute here. Okay, and if there is no error, then it will print like file updated successfully. Now in the delete file, you can see we are using the OS module dot remove function, and it will remove the particular path. Then in the last example, okay, you'll see the check existence. There again we are using the OS module, and there we are saying os.stat os.if not exist to see if the path exists or not. If not, then you can use say os make directory to create the directory. Okay, then what is the file, the permission mode? Maybe it's 755, like owner can read, write, execute, and other can just read and write, or 7771 everyone can read, write, and execute. So all this thing you can achieve with the os.make directory function, and there should be other function also which we'll cover in our maybe more in depth in later sessions. But just understand in this session that we can easily work with files in Go. Okay, now let me quickly run one by one all this code so that you will have a better understanding. First, let me quickly just go to this create file, and see it will create a example.txt file. So let's just run go. Okay, go to the folder first. CD, then what is the folder name? Is file system. So file system operations. Now run create file. After running go run create underscore file.go, it created the file successfully. You can see the file here, example.txt. Now it's a nothing. So just write some very random thing. Okay. Then there is a file we had, this read file and .go. Okay, so just run it, go run read file.go, and see it just printed the file content. Because if you just read this, this code, you can see data error. If any error, it will come to the error. Otherwise, it will be null or nil. So equals io.read file. This particular function will read all the content of this file and stored in the variable called data. And we're just printing the data, okay, we're converting the data stream into the string, and that's how we are doing the type conversion before printing it. Okay, and then if suppose we want to add some data, okay, for example new content, this one. So you use first opening the file using os.open file. This OS module we're importing here, by the way, just so that you can remind. So open file, and then which mode you're opening. Okay, so write only or append mode you're opening. and this is the file permission level. If the file doesn't exist, then we're just writing some string here. Okay, so let's run go run update file and see what in this file you have a new content. So a new line, that's slash n in the sense it's a new line. So if you go to the example.txt, it's saying what? A new content, that line will have added via the update underscore file.go. Now for example, I'm going to delete this example.txt file. So let's run go run then example.txt not go run example, then delete file.go, and see file got removed, right? Why? Because we run os.remove and the path of the file, that's how it's removed. Now let's say we don't, I mean I have this example folder, just remove it for now, and let's use this check existent and create folder. If this script is actually, you will check particular path exists or not. If the path doesn't exist, it will create the path in a particular write mode or permission, whatever you mentioned. So let's run go run check existence and create, and see it will create the example folder because it was not there. Now what if we run again and see, it will say folder already exists because it's saying that if not exist then only create it, otherwise it will just simply do like print folder already exists. Because it already exists, it simply say it, right? So our condition, our code are working fine. So these are the way you can simply use file operation in Go. Now the final part, that is what? CLI argument parsing. Okay, so for CLI argument parsing or using the flag, or normally there is two cases. Okay, for using the simple argument parsing, and there is the this flag parsing. So let's understand the simple argument parsing. Using OS module and .args arguments, we can utilize this particular the argument parsing. Okay, and you're checking that if argument is less than 3, it will throw a kind of not error but a message saying that we need to run the go run script.go, which is this particular script, which is this particular simple argument .go go script. Let's just give that proper naming to that. Okay, .go and the file name and the message. Okay, so and then what is happening in the first argument, okay, we are getting the file name. Again, you will see the one part, it is not 0, because if you remember, arrays start with 0, but here saying 1 because 0 is the name of the script itself, so it's not required. We need the next string, so separated by space, that is the first argument, and after that space the second argument, that is the array item 3, but the index is 2. Okay, what is the message part? So what you're doing, you are creating the file name, whatever the argument you mention, and you are writing the message whatever you mention in the message section. Okay, you can see that here, write string. So this is we are writing the string. Now just run it. Let's go to the folder called CLI argument parsing, and let's run go run simple argument.go and say sample underscore file.txt and say hello world. Okay, and see it will create a file called, see, simple file, and it get the hello. Okay, one mistake I did, see this here, I have given one space, right? So because I've given space, it's thought it's another parameter, which is not. That's why hello it printed. If I want to, for example, write another one, for example, let's see. So we will not call it simple file, we'll call it simple file underscore 2, and this time I will give this. Okay, hello world, how are you guys, like that. Okay, and it's in the invert comma. Okay, it's in the quotes. Now let's write it, and let's see that in the simple2 file is all the full line, that because we have given the quotes here. Okay, so this is the simple parsing. Now let's see the flag parsing. Now flag parsing, we have a particular module called flag. So using the flag module, we can easily parse the flag. For example, flag string file output.txt, the name of the particular file to write to, and the message hello world, and the message to write in the file. So this is again more easier approach, and if you want to run it, just also okay, the same way here you just mention the file and output. So just run go run then flag parsing.go. There you just mention the flag. or not flag, the file. Here you should not be mentioning just the comma, but file equals, say, sample3 dot txt, and the, see the message, okay, the message should be, how are you? Let's run it. See, it's created a file called what? Sample underscore 3 dot txt, and it, what you supply the message? We supplied how are you. And the beauty of this one is that you don't have to just last example, if you see, you're given by space. Now space is okay but problematic in many ways. You might not be that kind of sure exactly how you're passing the parameter, which is not right all the time. But if you use the flag, particular flag file, I want exactly like this, and if you just first pass the message and then pass the file, that's also fine, because you're mentioning for which field you're supplying what data using the flag. Okay, so this is how you use the flags to parse the data. Okay, so there are like, these are the main, that is writing the basic script in Go, automating the routing task and interacting with the file system, and the command line argument and flag parsing as well. Now I'll see you in the day 5, and where we'll be showing you how to test and debug in GoLang, like unit testing with testing package, then benchmarking and profiling Go application, then debugging techniques and tools, and best practices for error handling in DevOps scenarios. Okay, so see you soon in my next session. And by the way, I am, of course, we have this Go for DevOps, and also I'm running 365 days of all the videos for DevOps and all that. So consider subscribing my channel and like this video so that I will be making more videos. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye bye.